Hello, my name is Roberto Rodriguez. I am member of eBridge to VET Mobility project, and now I'm here with Aurea Salazar. She's responsible for VET Erasmus grants, and I want to first ask you, how are you, Aurea?
I am fine, thank you.
Okay, can you give us a short, can you introduce yourself for us, please?
Yes, well, I am a teacher in Miguel Altuna Vocational Training School, and I am also responsible for Erasmus grants. Sorry. For Leonardo grants here.
Okay, we are talking about the mobility organizational experience, so can you tell us the country or countries of destination of VT mobilities you are organizing?
Yes, we have organized several mobility grants in Europe. For example, we have been working with Poland, with Germany, United Kingdom, Romania, Italy, Portugal, France, and so on.
Okay, thank you. So, a lot of countries, as I can see. Can you tell us the reason to have selected these destinations?
Mm-hmm. Well, there are several reasons. For example, one of the most important reason is the language, no? The English level, for example. It is very important also to search good companies and to make good contacts.
Very interesting. Can you tell us something about the kind of companies and sectors with which you organize the VET practices, please?
Yes, so in this school we have three specialties: mechanical area, production machine, mechanical design, administration and business, and robotics. So we work with companies that industrial sector, or for example, people from administration and business work in offices or in hotels or in charity organizations and so on.
Okay, so it's quite a wide range of sectors, companies, so on. Okay, could you explain in what consists in general the kind of practices you organize? I mean, a small abstract of usual functions, activities done by your students in these companies and sectors you have just mentioned, please?
Yes. Well, it depends on the sector. For example, mechanical students, they develop a CNC program. They work with the milling machine. Design mechanical students, they work with several programs such as SolidWorks, and administration and business students, they make secretary functions, or they work with accounts or with the customers, and for example, robotical specialty students, and they work in this area of the robotica, and that.
Very interesting. So many functions, many areas. As I can see, it's not only mechanical production, so it's all as well administrative and custom service. And can you tell us more usual duration of practice period, please?
Yes, the period of the practice is for 3 months.
Always the same?
It's always the same.
Okay. Now we're talking about the difficulties found, if you don't mind. So let's start with the first question. Did your students know previously the language of the destination countries?
Well, it is supposed that they have to achieve a minimum level of English, because it is supposed that English is the international language that they have to use in all the countries. And apart from that, when they go to the country, the first week or the 2 first weeks, they learn the language of the country where they are. It is a few hours, but at least it's to learn a minimum of the language of the country where they have to develop their life for 3 months.
It's very important. So to move around the world, English is very important, but to learn the language of the country that you're going, I think it's very important as well. So you've told us about this, but in which language have your students developed their working practices? So you've talked about English, but can you, maybe you have another samples?
Yeah, no, they have to use as an international language English, but then when they are in the companies or in their daily life, they have to try to use the language where they are.
So, talking about the languages, once again, which language have they used to communicate in daily life? You've just answered this question, but in street, shopping, leisure, transport, friends, accommodation place, etc.
Yes, they have to use the language from the country where they are.
Okay. In what moment do you think they can experiment more communication difficulties?
Well, I think the difficulties are at the beginning, when they are for the first weeks there, and they are a little bit lost, and I think they have to have difficulties, for example, in the daily life when they go to the company in a public transport, or when they go shopping.
Okay, related to this, what are the issues you consider they have more difficulties to understand from a cultural or functional point of view related to your working practices, working place, and the company?
Well, I think that it depends on the country that they are living. For example, if they are in Portugal or if they are in Italy, they are quite similar to us, so there are no a lot of difficulties. But maybe, for example, if they are in United Kingdom, for example, in workplaces or in companies, people used to wear more dress than here, or maybe, for example, in United Kingdom, people used to be more polite than us. We are, when we ask for things or we ask for some information, we go more directly, and they use more please, thank you very much, and and there are different ways of cultural, I don't know.
Habitudes.
Oh, yeah. Cultural habits.
Habits. Okay. And not only that, because maybe in Portugal, Italy, the language is quite similar as well. It sounds familiar, but you've mentioned that some students go to Poland, and I think sometimes it's more difficult if you don't understand a word in a language that you are hearing. So,
I think also they can have problems because they are different methods of work, and you have to adapt to this method. And this is also a point, an important point of.
Okay, and what are the issues you consider they have more difficulties to understand from a cultural or functional point of view related to the country, people, and customs?
Mm-hmm. Well, for example, I think timetables, meals, the way that they live their spare time. For example, here we live more in the street, we go more to pubs, and in other countries this is different. And I think also they can experiment some difficulties with dress code and with
other social customs.
Yes, with social customs.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last question, what kind of recommendation could you give us? And any comments that you can give us, but that will be very welcome.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think students have to go with an open mind. I mean, they have to adapt to another country, because sometimes they think that they have to be as they were at home, and it's not. The experience is to live in a different country. And I suggest also that they will have more information about the country where they go, but they have to search for information. No? If I go to live to Finland for 3 months, I have to read something about Finland, about people from Finland, about their history, and about the social issues that they have, and apart from that, I think this experience is beautiful, because when they come in here, they are very happy with the experience, and it is not only because of the work, because they have lived with different people, and sometimes there are students that are in their country, and they have not been traveling, and it's the first time that they take a plane, and when they come back here, they are more autonomous and self, I don't know how to say, please help me.
Self-confidence? Okay. But that's all. Thank you very much, Aurea. Great pleasure. And
Thank you.
okay.